There is still time for you to make a New Year's resolution for 2022, and a digital wellness expert says making resolutions is more important this year than ever, especially when it comes to your digital well-being. So, welcome to Studio 10 today, Mark Ostash. I'm so excited to chat with you a little bit about this.
Hey, Holly, it's good to be here.
All right, so talk to me. With the pandemic bringing many challenges, uncertainty, all of that, shouldn't we just kind of give up, give ourselves a break this year and skip making those New Year's resolutions?
No, please, please, please. There's still hope left in the fuel of our minds. I think all more than ever when we're feeling a little bit hopeless as we turn the corner to yet another new year into the pandemic, we need to be more resilient. And I believe our mindset plays a huge key, and our digital life impacts our mindset, Holly. So now more than ever, we need to really double down on how we want to transform the new year with new ways, new habits, new things.
All right, so we're not quite off the hook, but why is personal accountability important at this time especially?
Well, I think we're in a place where we need to be both accountable to the things that we desire to have happen in our life. So when we set goals, if we don't share them with others, then there's no accountability to the goals we set. So it's really important that as you begin to think about the new habits, the new changes that you want to see in your life, you bring a friend, a family member, a loved one in on those visions, so that way you have accountability into making the change that you desire to have happen in your life.
I like that. If you think about some of the goals we make, whether it's health related, maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's not eating so many donuts, something like that. If you have somebody there to kind of keep you accountable, go to the gym with you or help slap the donut out of your hand, that always is very helpful, right?
Yes, very much so. And I like to think about our digital life the same way we look at our physical life. So if you're setting goals in the gym or in the fitness center, we need to believe that our digital calories that we consume impact our mind, our body, and our spirit the same way our physical calories do. So if you're trying to write a book, take up guitar lessons, get that new job, but you're not dedicating time to it, I would question you to challenge your digital habits to see how much time you're spending on consuming empty digital calories throughout the day on social media or through doom scrolling in the news cycles, and try to shift that time into things that are actually bringing you closer towards your goals.
Yeah, we're all guilty of spending or wasting a lot of time on our digital devices. So what is digital well-being? You talk a little bit about that. Why is that important?
Yeah, I believe that if you look at a common principle called the imitation principle, it means that you reflect what you receive, which is a fancy way of saying your inputs are your output. So oftentimes our digital life gets us consuming digital calories that are kind of empty in caloric intake or high in saturated fats, if you will. And I believe that if we're desiring a difference in our life, in our community, and in the world around us, we need to reflect the things that we desire. So more often than not, when we're consuming things online that aren't necessarily pleasing to us or bringing us joy or nutrition that we desire, we're reflecting those things back to one another in our conversations and in our community. So I believe that we really need to check to see how we're using both our digital life in a good way, but also going back to some of the physical and analog ways, writing our goals down, finding kind of a physical book that can inspire us through poetry or through devotionals or things that bring you joy and peace, and then we can go back to sending that encouragement or positivity in our digital life.
All right, Mark, these are great notes. And before I let you go, what are some tips you can provide us to help protect that digital health we talked about?
Yes, stop doom scrolling. If you find yourself at night before you go to bed or right before you wake up, just checking your news headlines or looking at the COVID stats, you might find yourself feeling more fear and dreadful. So stop doom scrolling. Get a real alarm clock. Number two, I always encourage people to find time to replace their phone with an actual alarm clock. And most importantly, go outside and get some fresh air. Fresh air and nature are healing to the soul. And if you can find yourself outdoors, even for just a walk around the block, you might give yourself a chance to kind of recalibrate before you get back into whatever else you have working on at the task at hand.
All right, Mark, we have a little commercial break coming up, so I'm going to take your advice and go out for a little stroll and get some fresh air. Thank you for your time today.
I love it. Thank you, Holly.
All right, stick around. Studio 10 continues after this.